Hey Libra, how are we today? I'm just doing our full moon shadow work reading for our weekly readings this week. There is two full moons this month, so I am doing the first the full moon in Aquarius, as our weekly readings, and then the second full moon I will be doing that shadow work reading as an all signs reading. Now, this is a very interesting full moon. It is a super moon, which means that it's closer to Earth, therefore a little bit stronger. It is also what they call a sturgeon moon. Okay, so a sturgeon is a type of fish, if you did not know. It's a very interesting fish. They grow like really big, but they're actually they're sort of called a living fossil. They have remained unchanged, since the earliest fossil records, but they are actually now, critically endangered from, overfishing and all those sorts of things. So it's quite interesting that this full moon is named after a sturgeon, a fish that we've almost run out to the brink of extinction there. Because it's all about, this full moon is going to be all about looking at abundance and harvest and preparing for future harvest. All right, so looking to feed spirit and feed the earth around us this month, looking back at how we can give back to earth and spirit this month with that full moon. All right, it is quite a dramatic full moon, so I hate to say it, but look forward to lots of drama, probably some surprises coming up, dramatic conclusions to things, all that sort of stuff. But no matter what challenges are going on for you around this full moon, they do bring in a lot of brand new opportunities to create further abundance. All right, so like I said, with that, being aware to feed spirit, and the idea of harvest and abundance at this time really does sort of help you realign to your true purpose at this time with that full moon. It will be affecting Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius probably the strongest. So if you do have strong placements in any of those, be well prepared for this full moon. But I do like to do our shadow work readings every full moon. So if you're not sure what shadow work is, there's a lot of things out there where you can learn a little bit more about that. But the way that I use shadow work is just for those things that, facing the deeper sides of yourself, in order to, grow yourself as a person for your own betterment and future abundance, as we're sort of looking at today. But I am going to be using the soul's journey lesson cards today, for a bit of an overview. I also have the red hand lenormand, as well as I will be using the hidden truth oracle as well, so we can sort of have a bit of a look at some of those deeper truths within ourselves as well. All right, but I'll just make sure I leave a timestamp so I can sort of keep an eye on where we're at and all those sorts of things. But if you do leave a comment on one of my videos, you will go in the draw for a free personal reading. I'll be drawing that when we hit our first 100 subscribers. So make sure you like and subscribe so you can keep updated and everything like that. But moving into the actual reading for you, Libra. Firstly, starting off with that overview for you. Okay, Libra. What does Libra need to know for their shadow work, please? Okay, so we have the card of service coming through for you today, Libra. That does say, I feel good when I can help others. So part of your journey, and the things that you need for your own betterment is actually to help others a little bit more on their journeys, or just in general. All right, so looking at the idea of supporting others at the moment, and how you approach helping others and supporting others as well. All right, so Libra, what does Libra need to know for their shadow work, please? I feel like saying to Libra, like, how can you be of best service to the world? How can you use your gifts, your skills to, create more abundance in the world and the world around you, and for nature, for people that you love and care about? How can you be of service to the world? Okay. Okay, so definitely seeing that similar energy first and foremost. We've got the fungi card has come out for you. And now the fungi card is quite an interesting one because it does talk about those connections, all right? And it's you know, creating, it's kind of like creating life from the wastage in the world. Mushrooms will grow from compost, those sorts of things. But mushrooms are very, very interconnected as well. So it's kind of like this may be you over here, but whereabouts is the rest of your connections going? All right. So it is talking about that service and helping others grow while you're growing, helping others grow as well. Like I said, mushrooms will grow from rotted leaves and compost. So it's kind of like, you may have been able to claw your way up through the dirt and grow big and strong, Libra. But what are you doing to help others that you may have around you that you're connected to? Are you helping them do the same? So it is kind of, once again, it is asking us to look at how we are helping others, and are we helping the people that we love and care about to the best of our abilities? Are we actually nurturing those connections that we do have? All right, because like I said, fungi are very interesting. Mushrooms actually kind of talk to each other, and they do help each other out, and those sorts of things, and they help out the entire ecosystem as well. So sometimes we do need that support of, it may not even be these little mushrooms that are all the same as you, but these mushrooms may be actually helping a greater plant over here, maybe helping but there's also this fun thing with mushrooms because they do so many different things. So I feel like you yourself have got sort of so many different skills, and it's a matter of utilizing everything all at once. I feel for you, Libra, connecting to all of those things that you're really awesome at, and not feeling as though you have to focus on just one thing at a time. You seem to be able to connect to sort of everything and use this skill over here to help you with this thing over here, and this skill over here to help you with that thing over there. All right. So because, mushrooms, like we said, they're so good for multiple things. They're used in medicines, they're used for food. They're also hallucinogenic. So, they can be used as a recreational drug, all those sorts of things. So there's so many different uses, for the one thing. And I feel like this is you, Libra, that you kind of that person with a hand in all these different places, and it's really sort of letting you know that that's fine. You don't have to sort of specialize in one thing. You can actually use all your skills, to better service yourself as well. Because even random things, sometimes you may not think that, for example, like you may be able to play the piano or something like that, and that may be totally like a skill that you think that you would never need in your waitressing job, for example. But then you have a customer that comes in, and they're tapping away on the counter, and you're like, oh, you play an instrument, do you? And then connecting with that customer, and you may actually be the thing that helps that person through, who knows what's going on in somebody else's life, and that contact with you, and that finding something similar with somebody else, that could be the thing that changes their whole life perspective, so to speak. So it's kind of using all your skills to support and help you grow the people around you as well as yourself. All right. So it's no fun growing tall and strong if there's not anyone there with you. It's kind of that kind of a vibe. It's really looking at others, and taking others sort of under your wing and on board with everything that you're doing. Sort of you know, socializing more, those sorts of things as well may be important for you at this moment as well. And but I really feel it's like really, really for you yourself looking at your connections in this world and nurturing those as well. All right. Um, we do also have the octopus energy, all right? So once again, this is talking about, having quite a lot of skills and using different skills. An octopus does have 8 legs, so that's 8 different things that you could be doing all at once. With one tentacle, you're over here playing the piano, and then the other tentacle's over here, writing a story, and, who knows what the other tentacles are all up to. It's really, like I said, having that different having a hand in so many different things at the moment, but also with the octopus, I feel for shadow work too, a lot of the time it does let us know that, like an octopus, if they're fearful, they will like spurt ink so that it clouds everything, and you can't see your way clear. So I feel like it's really kind of letting us know that this is kind of you at the moment, very, very clouded, and feeling that because you've got all these different things that you're into, that you can't find one clear direction. But it's letting you know that you don't need to find one clear direction. Your clear direction is all things. Okay, so it's kind of letting you know that you can be, the central octopus that's controlling all these different things. I feel like that's a very important message for you to be facing with your shadow work this month, that that you don't have to deny one part of yourself in order to do this other thing. You can kind of um, have your little tentacles wherever you like, in all these different areas. So it's kind of culminating everything into the one creature, with the octopus. Like we see the 8 tentacles, but they all culminate into one octopus. All right. So it's really you feeling, you don't have to limit yourself to just one or two things. Okay. It's if you want 8 things going on in your life all at once, go right ahead, Libra. This is sort of, that's probably what works best for you, and kind of facing that and not allowing yourself to be clouded and thinking that you have to have just one thing, or just one, or just 2 things. That you can have a lot more than your. I feel like it's talking about limiting yourself. You've been limiting yourself and not sort of branching out the way that you kind of need to for yourself, Libra. All right. We do also have the cross has come out as well. So instantly the cross, it is a very spiritual religious card, but we can see that this particular cross is here with chains. So it does talk about, that cross to bear, that burden, those burdens that you're carrying. I do feel as though a lot of these burdens are this, the weight of the world, the weight of, the weight of all these different things. You're carrying those as burdens rather than realizing that you've got this skill that you can carry all these things at once. But also I'm feeling that, for a lot of you, this is a spiritual burden. There's something going on, um, within your spirit at the moment that is kind of a bit of a burden to you. And you need to face that and realize that it's not a burden, it's an opportunity. All right, every obstacle, every hard thing in our lives is an opportunity to learn and grow and move through that. They may feel super difficult at the time, but it's also reminding us to use your sense of spirituality or religion, whatever it is that you believe in. It's all about having faith, all right, and having that belief that you can overcome this, and you can do everything at once. You can do all these things that you want to do. You do not have to limit yourself. Stop burdening yourself with limitations. I really feel as though that's the strongest sort of message I'm getting here for you at the moment when it comes to your shadow work. It's really stopping and looking at the things that you feel are limiting you. Why are you allowing those things to sort of limit you? Why are you limiting yourself to just one or two things? When you know that you can do it all and be it all, and have it all. All right. Like I said, with that full moon being all about abundance, this is really you at the moment, Libra. You really can have it all, and you need to have a little bit more faith that that is the case. All right. So really, rather than allowing these spiritual burden, whatever that is for you, I feel as though if you stop and look within yourself, you will know what that spiritual burden you're carrying is. If you allow that to not chain you down anymore, like I said with the chain imagery here, break free of those chains. There's a song by a band called In This Moment. I can't remember the song name, but the lyrics, she says, even in these chains, you can't stop me. Even in these chains, you can't break me. All right. And that's you, Libra. Like, even if you're feeling chained down from external things, don't let them stop you. Break free of those chains and do it anyway. All right. I feel as though those chains are just, metaphysical chains that you've put on yourself that are holding you back, limitations that you've put on yourself that you're allowing yourself to be held back. And you don't need to do that. There's no need to chain yourself to one thing or to whatever that is for you, Libra. But we'll have a look at your hidden truth. Okay. Libra, what is the hidden truth of Libra, please? Okay, it was my fault, but I blamed you. All right. So, this talks about guilt and blame. All right. So, it's kind of all about, stopping and accepting responsibility for, if you do feel as though something was your fault, stop and accept responsibility that, yeah, that may have been my fault. It's a hard thing to do. I totally understand. But it's about blame, and it's not so much about, you don't have to go and tell anybody else about this at all. It's about telling yourself that, I knew it was my fault and I blamed them anyway. Um, or like I shared the blame and I didn't accept the blame. It's about stopping and accepting, look, I did do the wrong thing here. I feel, I felt like guilty about that. I put the blame onto somebody else or something else. I made excuses for my behavior, my actions, my words, whatever it was, that you do feel a bit guilty about. Spirit knows. Okay. But, we, we're not here to judge or anything like that, but you judging yourself is not getting you anywhere. You feeling guilty is not getting you anywhere. So using those emotions and using that guilt and that feeling of regret that you probably have from blaming something else, someone else, to stop yourself from doing that in the future. If you accept that, yes, I do feel guilty about this or that, I may have put blame onto them or this, don't do it again kind of vibe. It's asking you to face that and to be aware of, taking responsibility for yourself and your own actions in the future. All right. You don't have to step back and take responsibility for every bad thing you've ever done. Like, that's contradictory to growth. Going back is not going forward. All right. So what we're looking at is using that as a forward momentum to, make sure that in the future that you're taking responsibility and accepting your own actions, your own beliefs, your own words, or whatever that may be for you, your own behaviors. And not putting the blame on anyone else, accepting the blame when it's warranted. And, in the future, you will find it may be hard to do that, but, within yourself that you're not going to feel guilty. You're not going to feel as though it was your fault because you took responsibility for that. All right. So we're looking at, not doing the same things again in the future. Well, like I said, going backwards is not going forwards. So you don't need to feel guilty about things that you've done in the past. You just need to stop and accept them and face them and understand that, yes, I did do the wrong thing. I feel bad about that. I'm sorry, universe. You don't need to apologize to anyone except for yourself and, spirit. Okay. We also have I want you. All right. So there's some true desires that we're not facing. as well with that there, Libra. I want you. So there's something that you want, and you're not um, taking the steps to get it or even admit it to yourself that you want that thing. All right, it may be a person for some of you, but once again, I'm getting drawn to that octopus card. So it's kind of like you're thinking that you can only have one or two things, and you're not admitting that, hang on, I want that and this and that as well. All right, but you can. Everything that you want, admit it to yourself that you do want it. Be open and honest with yourself that this is what I want. It may not even be, a huge thing. It may not even be a positive thing, but admitting to yourself that, hang on, I do want that. Um, it's a step in the right direction, and you can sort of have everything that you want. So it works out really well for you in the long run. All right, but so basically, looking at this month, maybe needing to face some, how can you be, more supportive of those around you, but how also can you be more supportive of yourself? How can you actually do all the things that you want? And actually admit to yourself that you do want all these things, and that you can actually use everything. You don't need to limit yourself at all, Libra. But also some moments of, looking at where we might have shifted blame and felt guilty about certain things. I feel for a lot of you that may be that cross that we're bearing as well, that guilt that you're holding. All right. So I hope that that was useful to you, Libra. As with all the shadow work readings, because we're doing them over the full moons, I do sort of let everyone know that usually your moon sign is quite strong with the shadow work as well. So if you wanted to check that reading, you are more than welcome. But like I said at the beginning, leave me a comment. Let me know if that resonated for you. And you'll go in the draw for that free personal reading. But hopefully I'll see you all again soon.